Shalom, shalom, Yahshua, Allah, all praises to Yahshua Mashiach. Indeed, his mercy endures forever. Shalom to the entire family. Shalom to all of you. All praises to the Most High through his beloved Son, Hamashiach Yahawashai. Shalom to all of you. As you are coming in, type your name and the city where you are currently watching us from. Type your name, the city, and the state where you are currently watching us from. Shalom to all of you. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome to Life or Death. So let's start with the book of Colossians. Let's start with the book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17. The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Adonai Hamashiach, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him. Sister Lisa, shalom, my dear sister. What does that verse mean? What does that verse entail? Let me read it again. The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Adonai Hamashiach, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him. What is the meaning of that verse, Sister Lisa? What is the Most High telling us through that verse? Remember, this class is an interactive class. In everything I do, do it in honor of him. In honor of him, what him? Because when you read that verse, we have two beings that are present. Paul is mentioning two beings. The Most High, yes, that is one. Who else? The book of Baruch, yes, and his son Yahweh, yes. Everything that we are doing, we must, we should, we ought to, and we have to go through Hamashiach for us to have access to the Father. That is the way it is. Let's go to the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Whenever we leave the law, we ought to know that we leave ourselves open for anything bad to happen to us. And you have been seeing it, and you have seen it in our history. Whenever we leave the Most High, plagues come on our way, or plagues came on our way. The title of the class for tonight is paying for the Passover. I read a comment that, or a question where the brother or the sister asks, show him in the Bible where we have to pay or where we are to pay for the Passover. Where we are to pay or where we have to pay for the Passover. Let's see what the Most High says. Israel, now is not the time for us to try to use our own reasoning not to keep the law. Now is not the time for us to play dumb. We have no time for that. Let's go to the book of Proverbs. Let's see what the Most High says in Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 7. The book of Proverbs, chapter 4, but outside verse 1. Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 1. Hear ye children the instruction of a father, and attend to know understanding. Verse 2. For, meaning because I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not my law. The Most High through Hamashiach Yahushai advises us, commands us not to neglect the law. Verse 3. For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also and said unto me, let thine heart retain my words, keep my commandments and live. We are to keep the commandments of Yah for us to have life. You see this in the book of Proverbs and the book of Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. The Most High commands us to keep the law in order to have life. Verse 5. Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Verse 6. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she will keep thee. Wisdom is proper application of knowledge. Verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, consequently, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Now let's go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 16. Get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Common sense. The book of the word Deuteronomy means second law or second introduction of the law. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 1. I'll add verse 1. Observe the month of Abib, and keep the Passover unto the Most High thy power. For in the month of Abib, the Most High thy power brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. The spirit of the Passover is that we left the Most High through Mashiach, delivered us from the furnace of affliction. The spirit of Passover is that the Most High through Mashiach took us out of bondage. The spirit of Passover is that the Most High, through Hamashiach Yahawashi, gave us a taste of freedom. The spirit of Passover is that the Most High, through Hamashiach Yahawashi, brought our armies out of Egypt to make us a full nation, meaning that where we left the land of Egypt to go to the land of Canaan. So the Passover is very important. The Passover has a lot of importance for us. That is why the title of the class last week was The Importance of the Passover. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 16. Let's see what the Most High through Mashiach says here. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 16. You know what? Let me read verse 2. Verse 16, verse 2. Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto the Most High thy power of the flock and the herd in the place which the Most High shall choose to place his name there. Now, for us this year, all praises to Yahweh Mashiach, we book Chateau de Mort in Lauderhill, Florida. This is where we are going to keep the Passover. Verse 3. Thou shalt eat unleavened, thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread, therewith even the bread of affliction. For thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste. So we are going to, in the Most High through Mashiach Yahawashi, we are going to spend 7 days without eating anything that has yeast. Verse 3. That thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of Egypt, out of the land of Egypt, all the days of thy life. So this is something that is everlasting, Israel. Verse 4. And there shall be no leavened bread seen with thee in all thy coast 7 days. So for 7 days, anything that has yeast in your house, put it away. Now verse 16. Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 16. Now the Most High says, take or have animals that you are taking care of. If you do it, at least that is good. Yet you are still paying to take care of the animal. You are still paying to buy grass. Now we ought to ask ourselves, let's say that you want to keep the Passover. Can you just go and take a lamb from somebody else's yard without paying for it? No. Israel, that's what the Most High says, with all thy getting, get understanding. So when we ask you a donation for the Passover, what are we doing? We are using that money to buy all the ingredients, to buy everything that we will need for the Passover. Plain and simple. We are to buy the lamb. We are to buy the bitter herbs. We are to buy the wine. So basically, you do not pay for the Passover. You contribute. Understand that, Israel. When you are contributing any money, or when you donate anything to the land of Zion, All you are doing is furthering the gospel. All you are doing is doing your part in the rebuilding of the nation of Israel. Verse 16. Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 16. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Most High, thy power. You see here, Israel, the Most High keeps saying, the Most High, thy power. Because you ought to understand that the Most High loves us and only us. We are his chosen children. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Most High, thy power, in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread. The feast of unleavened bread is the Passover and the remaining days of that feast. The first day of the feast is called the Passover. Basically, the Passover is the opening of the feast of unleavened bread. Here at the Light of Zion, all praises to Yahweh Mashiach, we are going to keep the Passover or the opening of the feast of unleavened bread on the 21st of April. That means, Sister Lisa, we need to see you. Those of you who are watching, you ought to be on site. For any information, for any question, here is a number that I'll give you 2 numbers to call. Sister Mina, will we see you at the Passover, my sister? For any information, call 954 279 7093 and 954 297 3705. Yes, my sister, Sister Lisa, you are coming from Jacksonville. All praises to Yahweh Mashiach. We call these numbers because if you need any accommodation, these 2 numbers, call them and the elders will accommodate you, because the Light of Zion reserve 10 rooms in that hotel at a discounted price for our fellow brothers and sisters who are coming from other states or from other cities in America or other countries. Israel, when you contribute to the Passover, all you are doing, you are just putting your break in. Sister Amina, you are in Portland, Oregon. Hey, my dear sister, we will be happy to see you. We will be happy to see all of you. You have to understand Israel. You have to understand Israel. One thing is that you have a family. My sister, if you are unable to come this year, that is fine. Guess what? As you are coming along, hey, on a Saturday, pay us a visit. Give us a surprise. Israel, understand this. I want you to understand this and understand this clearly. If your spirit relates with the Light of Zion, don't see yourself as somebody who, as a spectator. No, you are not. In fact, you are a member that is out of state, meaning that in spirit, you are one with the Light of Zion. Therefore, you ought to play your part as well. Why do I say that? Do I have any backing for that? Yes, I do. Before I was able to be physically present at the Light of Zion, I contributed one way or another for this ministry to move forward. And later on, the Most High allowed me to come here physically. You want to understand Israel. Do your part as much. That's why you see that we always say as much as you can or as less as you can. Why? Because not all of us are on the same spiritual level. Not all of us are on the, we are not on the same, all of us are not on the same spiritual level. Neither are all of us on the same financial level. You can send $1, send $1. Most are willing, I will be able to join classes. I'm trying to have my white and gold. That is good, my sister. That is great. In fact, my first Passover with the Light of Zion, I kept it in my house. At that time, the Light of Zion had a conference, a number where you call that number and put your PIN number in. You had to join by conference call. Now, our praises to After Mashiach, we have YouTube. You see, from the conference call now to YouTube, the most high through Mashiach, Yahweh is blessing us a lot. Deuteronomy 16, verse 16. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Most High, thy power, in the place which he shall choose. Now, you see, he says 3 times. Now he's mentioning 3 times. Here we call them the big 3. In the feast of unleavened bread, which is the Passover, and the remaining days of that feast. We are going to have the Passover on the 21st of April. Then we will close the feast on the 27th of April. The theme or the colors for Passover this year is white and gold. This will be my first Passover, so I need to know what to do and what to wear. Sister Lisa, the colors to wear is gold, white, and gold. One thing about Passover is that we not only we are celebrating our exit from Egypt, it is also for us that are in this kingdom, it is also a day where we get together to eat together, but also to celebrate what we can call in one way or another the most important feast in Israel. Think about it, Israel, where you come to the Passover and you are able to see and talk to people that you used to see on videos, and now you are seeing them in flesh. Not only you are seeing them in flesh, guess what? We are having a brother to be in flesh. Not only you are seeing them in flesh, guess what? We are having a brother to brother or sister to sister or brother to brother and sister moment. We tend to spend 90% of our time with the other nations, especially on the plantation. But any day we can spend together, it is a good thing. Verse 16, 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Most High thy power, in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks. The feast of weeks is what they also call the feast of Pentecost. And in the feast of tabernacles. We all know that tabernacles is when we dwell in booths. and they shall not. Now the Most High says, and they shall not. He does not say they cannot or they may not. He says here, and they shall not. And they shall not appear before the Most High empty. What does that mean? And they shall not appear before the Most High empty. What does that mean? You have the floor, Israel. What does that mean? What is the Most High saying here? What is he saying here? And let me repeat it. Yes, we have to bring an offering. Yes. Now, can it be any offering? Remember, the Passover meal or the Passover menu is different. This one is simple and specific. That we have to have the lamb, unleavened bread, and bitter herbs. That's it. The lamb, unleavened bread, bitter herbs, and wine. That's it. That is the Passover meal. The Most High says that we should not appear before the Most High empty. Now we are all in this kingdom. In this kingdom we know that money is a defense. The Bible says money is a defense. So now, Israel, if we are going, we do not have any spot that can accommodate, let's say, 500 people. Now, can we go to any spot and say we are going to keep the Passover there? Let's say we take over a spot. If we do not pay for it, or if we didn't book it in advance, they will charge us for trespassing. You see, the Most High says that's why the book of Deuteronomy means second law or second introduction of the law. That same verse that you saw in Deuteronomy 16, verse 16, the Most High already stated that in Exodus 23, verse 15. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee, in the time appointed of the month Abib. For in it thou camest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty. So do not come empty-handed. That is why you see that we have the dues that you have to contribute to. I mean, you have to contribute. It is $200 for a family of 4, and 25 additional if you have any additional person. $150 per couples. $100 for any individual. And if that child is 7 years old or lower, that child can come in for free. That child doesn't need to contribute anything. Israel, we are not asking you to pay for the Passover. We are asking you to contribute to the Passover. Israel, Passover takes time, preparation, manpower, and surprise. What does that mean? That means at any time, anything can happen. For instance, last year, in the spot that we had to cook the lambs, they had to, basically the authorities, the people there, they didn't want us there. Why? Because there was a lot of fume, even though we paid to be in the spot. But we had to leave. Why? Because the fume prevented them from having church, because our brothers and sisters had church nearby. That is why I say be prepared for any surprise. 1 year prior to that, or a couple years prior to that, the elder that was in charge of the service, while he was driving to basically doing preparation for Passover and to get to the Passover, to the spot, he was in, somebody rear-ended him. But our praises to Yahshua Mashiach, we still studied the Passover feast on time. So for Passover takes time, money, preparation, manpower, and surprise. Money, because we have to buy the lamb. Money, because we have to pay for the spot. Money, we have to buy the bitter herbs. Money, we have to buy the wine. Money, we have to pay for gas. Our praises to Yahshua Mashiach, we have a grill that our Captain Shemshuan donated to the school. And Captain Lionpaw maintained the grill, and the grill is ready now. And also one of our elders, Elder Tawabia, is going to lend us his grill for us to have everything ready. So Israel, dude, it is not about telling you, it is about showing you. Yes, the light of Zion is doing the work. Yes, the light of Zion is doing its best to keep the commandments of Yah. The light of Zion is doing its best to be without reproach in the eyes of the Most High and in the eyes of Hamashiach, like the church of Smyrna and the church of Philadelphia. Let's see what Hamashiach did before his death. Let's go to the book of Mark. The book of Mark is part of what they call the gospel. The word gospel means good news. The book of Mark. You see, the most in Deuteronomy 16, verse 16, in Deuteronomy 16, verse 16, the Most High says, all thy males. Why? Because our sisters, if they are on the cycle, they cannot be there. But the men, 90% of the time, they are clean. So, sisters, if you are on your cycle, you ought to be present. Israel, these feasts are for us to keep. Mark chapter 14. Let's see what the Most High says here. Let's see what Hamashiach did. Mark 14, we'll start at verse 12 all the way to 16. When you are coming to the Passover, Israel, do not come empty-handed. In fact, make this a staple of a renewed Israelite, because we have a renewed spirit. Whenever you are coming to the house of Yah, bring something. Even if you are watching via YouTube, contribute, give something. Whether it is $1, $2, or $3, contribute, give something. This is what the Most High says. Don't come empty-handed. You see, Israel, if you make it your goal to always come or to always give something to the ministry, many of these donation giving donation will not be a big deal for you. In fact, the Most High through Hamashiach will bless you a lot. That's what Hamashiach is. Mark 14, verse 12. The book of Mark, chapter 14 and verse 12. And the first day of unleavened bread, when they killed the Passover, remember the first day of the feast is called Passover. When they killed the Passover, his disciples said unto him, Where wilt thou that we go and prepare that thou mayest eat the Passover? And he sent forth two of his disciples and said unto them, Go ye into the city, and there shall meet you a man bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him, and whatsoever and wheresoever he shall go in, say ye to the goodman of the house, The master saith, Where is the guest chamber? Where shall I eat the Passover with my disciples? Verse 15. And he will show you a large upper room, furnished and prepared. There make ye ready for us. Passover takes preparation. Passover takes time, money, manpower, preparation, and surprise. Verse 16. And his disciples went forth and came into the city and found as he had said unto them, and they made ready the Passover. So Israel, we ought to, we have to, we should, and we must see you at the Passover. This year, the Passover, we will keep the Passover on the 21st of April. If it is Yahweh through Mashiach, we are going to start at 7 sharp. That means you ought to be there on site. The spot for the Passover this year is Chateau de Mort. Call these two, if you have any question about the Passover, call these two numbers. We would like to see all of you. The spot is in Lauderhill. It is called Chateau Mort Golf Resort. Chateau, let me put the name there, and then Chateau Mort Golf Resort. Now, those of you who are watching, we have 5 more minutes left. What so far? Remember, the Passover, we cannot keep Very quick. Let's go to the book of First Corinthians very quick. First Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7. Let's see what Paul had to advise the Corinthians. Remember, among all the churches that Paul had to deal with, the church of Corinth was a wicked church, meaning that there were a lot of issues going on with that church. Let's see what Paul had to. I mean, there were a lot of issues that Paul had to deal with that Paul had to deal with in that church among the Corinthians. First Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7. Let's see what Paul had to advise them. First Corinthians 5 verse 7. At verse 6. Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump? Verse 7. Meaning that he was telling them that your boasting is not good. Many of us, we are puffed up. We should not be puffed up. We have to have a lowly mind, have a white belt mentality, be ready to learn. Verse 7. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Hamashiach, our Passover, is sacrificed for us. Verse 8. Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. We have to be sincere. Meaning, if you have an issue with a brother or a sister, square this out before the Passover. Prepare yourself. Now, we have 4 more minutes. You are welcome to let us know what kind of preparation are you doing for the Passover? How are you preparing yourself spiritually and physically? We have 4 more minutes, Israel. Let us know. Let us talk to one another. That is an issue that we have among us as Israel. We do not talk to one another. Instead, we talk at each other. Sister Mina, what type of preparation are you doing for the Passover? Sister Lisa, what type of preparation are you making for the Passover? Yeah, the address for the Passover is 3501 Inverary Boulevard. Taking out the leavened bread, that's good, my sister. Basically, anything with yeast, anything that has bicarbonate in it, yeah, put it away. What else? What else? What else? Do you have any issue with a brother or a sister? If you have any issue, square this out as soon as possible. What else? And who else? Fort Lauderdale. Three 319 Chateau de Mort. That is the address. Chateau Mort for this Passover, the spot where we are going to give the Passover. Chateau Mort. For Passover 2024. Stamina says, taking all leavened bread out of my place, and I pray my spirit be right, for I will be alone during the Passover. Yeah, no, you will not be alone. You will not be alone. You will not be alone. One thing is that when the class is live, You have other brothers and sisters in the chat. Also, you have brothers and sisters that you may not be there physically with them, but you are there in spirit with them. One thing about the light of Zion, or one thing about the Most High is that He is gathering His people. The Most High through Mashiach is bringing His people back to Him. Some are able to connect to the classes via YouTube. Some are able to connect to the classes also via Google Meets. Now, also, my dear sisters, we have a sisters class at the Light of Zion as well. Call the two numbers and ask them how you can participate, how you can take part in those classes where sisters get together via Google Meets and they expound on scriptures and anything that pertain, any other thing that may pertain to sisters. At this junction, or at this time, there is no way for you to be alone. There is no way for you not to take part in classes. For the men here, all praises to Yahweh Mashiach, every Thursday we have a soldiers class. Israel, this is not the movement of a camp. Neither is it the movement of a school, of only one school. No, this movement is the Most High's movement. This movement or this fight is the fight that the Most High is having, or this enterprise, the Most High puts it in place to do what? Let's see. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 25. Now, Ezekiel was a major prophet. That's what the Most High said to Ezekiel. Ezekiel was a man of Yah. Ezekiel 28, verse 25 says here, "Thus saith the Most High Power, when I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered, and shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen, even to the Most High is doing the gathering." This is not the movement of a camp. This is the Lord's will. This is the Lord's movement. That is why Israel, the Light of Zion, do not engage in bad mouthing in other camp. We have no time for that, nor will that benefit us, nor will that benefit the Most High. We have no time for that. In fact, this is counterproductive. In Asia Minor, Hamashiach had to address 7 churches. Isaiah 49, verse 5. That's what the Most High says. Isaiah chapter 49, verse 5. "And now saith the Most High that formed me from the womb, to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him." What we are doing is bringing Jacob again to the Most High. Very quick, Psalm 72, verse 18. Chapter 72 and verse 18. "Blessed be the Most High Power, the power of Israel," the power of our sister Lisa. "Blessed be the Most High Power, the power of Israel, the power of our sister Mina Israel. Blessed be the Most High Power, the power of Israel, the power of our elder Emram Israel. Blessed be the Most High Power, the power of Israel, the power of our sister Deborah Dennis in Chatham, Massachusetts. Blessed be the Most High Power, the power of Israel, the power of all those who are currently watching. Blessed be the Most High Power, the power of Israel, the power of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Shalom, the nation of Israel. Shalom, Yahshua. May the Most High bless you all. Know that at the Light of Zion, we are here to serve you, to donate as much as you can, or as less as you can. Send your donations to $, THEELOZ, or Zelle, or Zelle it to 954-297-3705. Israel, as much as you can or as less as you can, send your donation to this ministry. Psalm 133, last verse, last psalm. Psalm 133 is what they call a song of degrees or a song of ascent. We used to recite those psalms on our way to Jerusalem. Also, the priests, they used to recite them while they were climbing the stairs of the temple. Psalm 133, a song of degrees. Let's see what the Most High says in Psalm 133. The book of Psalm, chapter 133, a song of degrees of David. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that went down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Most High commanded the blessing, even life forevermore. Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahawashai, Thawada, Thamyad, Amun. Shalom, Yahshua. May the Most High Mashiach bless you all. May the Most High Mashiach keep you safe during this new week. May the Most High Mashiach give us a new spirit so that we can be sinless in his eyes, so that we can keep his commandments in order to stray away from sins. Israel, Shalom.